I had promised all my kids when they went to junior high, I would take them on a trip to a national park. Just me and my kid alone in nature for a week. Jonah and I had been in Yosemite for about 3 days and seeing all there was to see, but that fourth day there was something that was different. That night it had rained heavy, and when we got up in the morning it was damp and cold. Because of this, there was this mist and clouds all over the mountains. Jonah kept saying, "Look, Dad, this is so cool." We were both just in awe of what we were experiencing. We got to the trailhead and things got warmer and the clouds lifted. We started this hike that I knew was going to be the most difficult hike we would do. It was 12 miles total, 6 miles uphill with over 2,000 feet of elevation gain in 3 hours and 2 hours coming back down. But from what I had read and seen in pictures, I just knew it would be worth it. Like any hike, it started out just fine. It wasn't too rough, but after half an hour, the trail became like a steep staircase. When we hit the 1 hour mark, we were both growing tired. But the beauty that surrounded us and the expectation of what's at the top kept us going. The trail followed a mountain stream that soon led to one of two 1,000-foot waterfalls, and the mighty roar of the waterfall filled the air, and its mist covered us and the trail. We were both blown away by its power and beauty. The higher we got, the narrower the trail became, to the point where only a rusty handrail made out of steel pipes is what separated us from a 500-foot drop. Finally, we reached the top of the first waterfall, and it was worth every step. It was breathtaking to see all that water drop off the edge, falling over 1,000 feet. At the top of this mountain was a lake. Its waters were so pure, and the reflections on its surface were just amazing. And in the distance, you could see the second waterfall. Another 1,000-foot climb. Just before I reached the top of the first waterfall, I thought to myself, this is it. I'm not going any further. This is too hard. But when I saw the second waterfall and the excitement in my son's eyes, I knew we had to go further. We may never see this place again. And if the view from the first waterfall was this epic, just imagine how great the view from the second waterfall must be. So after a short rest, it was time to climb again. We went around the lake and the trail started to get steep again. With every step, my boots just got heavier and heavier. Every couple hundred feet, my backpack dug more and more into my shoulders. Yet my son's excitement to get to the top drove me. Even though he was tired, his joy of experiencing nature in all of its beauty and strength drove him up the trail like a mountain goat, and so I just followed. Finally, the trail began to level out, and we made it to the top. From that vantage point, you could see the lake that we had just hiked from, and if you looked further on, you could look down into the valley where our journey began. And you ask yourself when you reach the top, was this journey worth it? There are a lot of reasons why I took my son on that trip. There are a lot of reasons why I took my son on that hike. But chief among them is I wanted him to learn more about God that day. Why would Moses have to climb a mountain to experience God over and over again? Why would Jesus preach on a mountainside when it would have been more convenient to preach in a town down in the valley? The list of people in the Bible who went up to encounter God goes on and on. Maybe it's because he wants to bring us to a place of isolation where he alone can speak to us. Maybe it's because he wants to surround us with the work of his hands so we're reminded how great he is and how small we are. Or maybe the effort to get to the top somehow forms our soul with each and every step. I'm not sure why he calls us to ascend, but I do know without question, God wants us to go